Well, it says we're live. So, all right. Good evening, everybody. It appears we are live. We are coming to you from actually the Smith household with myself, Jeffrey Smith, and my other half, Carrie Smith. And we're going to give people a couple minutes to kind of funnel in on the feed here. But on top of that, we're going to welcome in a special guest, which I didn't put on the feed earlier because I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get around daddy daycare, but he's going to be doing double duty. So we have the ever famous Travis Sparks, who has joined us tonight, who is going to be talking a little bit about the youth doubles event that's coming up in the Pittsburgh area in just over a week. So Travis, welcome to the program. Glad to have you on. How are we doing?
We're doing all right, and the girls are doing all right, thankfully, too. Daddy just gave them baths, and they're having a little bit of fun time before they go to bed. So it's fun being daddy. They're a year and a half old now, and they both can walk. So it's only a matter of time before they can fit into a bowling ball and start rolling one down the lane by themselves.
Yes, and that's what we want to see as well. We love it. I mean, there's nothing, it's kind of a good way to kind of go into what we're talking about, which is essentially supporting youth bowling and a lot of the things that you do on the youth side and what Carrie and I are trying to do to support it as well. But man, when they're at that age and it's just so, the first time going down, just watching their expressions when they push a ball down the dinosaur ramps, or I guess they're dragons technically, I don't know. Everybody has an argument over that, but it's just a fun time getting the next generation of Sparks into the bowling thing and carrying on the Sparks and the Elliker name there.
Yes, we're excited about it. We've taken them 3 times already. The last time was when we were out in Michigan for the DV8 shootout. We got to get them on the lanes with bumpers, and they had fun. It's only a matter of time before we get their own jerseys and start going in tournaments, and them asking for $20 for the arcade at the bowling alley. So
yeah.
They're a joy. They just started daycare a couple weeks ago. They're getting used to that, and they're growing like weeds. And I can't wait to take them to get their first bowling balls. It's going to be a couple of years yet, and we all know how quickly kids grow out of bowling shoes too. So I don't know how quickly we're going to get those. But
rental shoes.
Well, I mean, being that they're twins, unfortunately, you're not going to have a lot of hand-me-downs probably, unless you're lucky enough that one's got one foot's just a size bigger than the other. Maybe you'll get a little lucky, but probably not.
So actually, yes, Charlie, she's a little bit bigger than Katie. So
okay.
We're hoping, at least from that standpoint, we can keep things. They keep that little bit of a difference between the two of them. But that's still 2 years down the road. We'll still take them every now and then, help them get to the lane, get to the ramp, push the ball down, and the hardest thing for me has been to try and figure out how to line up the ball on the ramp so that it doesn't hook far left or hook far right, or that's been the biggest challenge so far. Not so much getting them to get up to the lane, and now that they can walk, they can we don't have to carry them up all the time. But
yeah, unfortunately, from the physics standpoint and the nerd coming out from the drilling side of it, you're going to run into that problem a lot with those lightweight balls and the way that the mass actually is on those bowling balls. So, yeah, they do things that you didn't think were possible, and they turn directions they shouldn't turn. So
exactly,
it's physics. So
yeah, I'm thinking this is a 6-pound ball, not a 3D offset. What's going on here?
Yeah, it makes it seem like I want to drill one with my span in it, make it do that. So, but unfortunately, they don't. The weight doesn't distribute the same way once we get up and weight a little bit. But
exactly, yes,
yeah, totally awesome to hear. About the twins. It's awesome to watch them growing up in front of our faces, and for the individuals who are kind of turning into the program now as they're kind of trickling in. See Mark stopping in. How we doing, Mark? Corey Kaler, Bernie Hayes, Rick Rule, Rich Garza. Hello to everybody out there as well. So it's probably a perfect way to kind of go into one of the main topics of why we had you on, Travis. But as we spoke about, you have a doubles youth tournament coming up that actually Carrie and myself are going to be coming out and joining up with you out there and having a little fun for the weekend. But why don't you tell us a little bit about the tournament, and we'll talk a little bit towards the end of how people can sign up and try to get this thing sold out like usual.
Yeah, this is the first time we're trying it. And you were there when I was approached by not only Rich Nesbitt, the proprietor of Nesbitt's Lanes, but also Mark McCandless, the proprietor of Wildlife Lanes. They wanted to do something between their two houses, which are about 10 miles apart, and they have great junior programs. They're very active with youth programs and youth traveling leagues in the eastern part of the Pittsburgh Association. And they said they wanted to do something weekend long, and they came to me first asking. So I did the smart thing, and I asked Jen first if I could do it, and she said yes. So then I started the planning. I settled on doing a weekend long doubles event where the youth, it's going to be all youth. The youth will bowl 5 full games on Saturday at Nesbitt's. And then on Sunday afternoon over at Wildlife, they will bowl 10 Baker games. So the one partner will bowl all the odd frames, the other partner will bowl all the even frames. And we do that for 10 games. And then all those scores combined will determine the winners. There's no semifinals, no finals or anything like that. It's just going to be the 5 games on Saturday and the 10 Baker games on Sunday. So put all the scores together. We're going to pay out 1 and 6 in both scratch and handicap, and plus there'll be junior gold qualifying on Saturday. It's rare that you have a junior gold qualifier anywhere in Pennsylvania these days, so absolutely. I figure why not do it? Because
I think the cool thing about that, Travis, would be too is as you're running one and you get the doubles combinations and you get the array of ages that may be there, that you have a better opportunity as a junior gold qualifier that you may actually have divisions that are going to be more within their age groups and not combined like we see so much. So we got a good chance of that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get at least a U15, a separate U15 division for somebody to try and qualify in, or maybe even U12. I haven't had a chance to look at the entries close yet, but if we can garner up some interest, then possibly a U12 division as well, because that everybody knows about the problems with U20. Then the second toughest after that is U12 to try and get a division together for that. So I'm hoping that we can have enough to try and qualify somebody in U12. Cost is $120 per team. That's the base rate, and that is the discounted rate. If you sign up by Wednesday, you get that rate, and then it's $130 for walk-in. Of course, there will be some extras, and they'll be available on the form where you can go to juniorbowling.com and sign up for that. It's going to be neat. And just to make everybody aware, Sunday will get started right around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. That happens to be a weekend that the Pittsburgh Youth Traveling League has matches, which start at 9 o'clock, and they are all over the area. One happens to be at Wildlife, one's at New Great Valley, one's at Bell Vernon, and one's out in Somerset. So those matches usually get done by 11. Give them about an hour and a half, 2 hours to make their way back to Wildlife to be able to bowl the second half of the event. So we'll have a later start on Saturday, but the start time later time on Sunday, but the start time for everybody on Saturday will be 12 noon at Nesbitt's.
12 noon at Nesbitt's, and I know you went over the format, but handicap, scratch, it's which route are we going, and what is it based off, Travis?
It's both, okay. And handicap, it's on the form. I want to say it's 90% of 480. Okay. So there will be prizes, both scratch and handicap, and if a team happens to earn one in both, then they get the higher prize. If it turns out a team wins and has a high enough score for both divisions, they will get the scratch prize. So that's the format for as far as the prizes go with that. If we have a full field of 48, then top 8 teams in both divisions will earn scholarships.
Awesome. So, it just goes to show you that, this double event isn't just for your scratch players or, your older kids. So any combination that you want to pull together some teams when it comes to the youth. I haven't asked Travis yet. I mean, I'm a youth at heart, and so is Carrie. So we're going to try to bowl. We're going to try to sneak our way into the field. I don't think anybody's going to notice. But, if I was available and I could get in without Travis seeing it, would definitely be an event that I'm going to put my shoes on and actually come and bowl. So
if we're bowling together, my back is going to hurt by the end of the event.
Just called me fat on there. Did you hear that?
I knew that was coming.
She just called me fat on a live broadcast.
Definitely not what I was intending.
That was rude. That was rude.
It's pleasantly plump, right?
Right. So, what Travis was saying, so obviously, like you said, there's a discount that is actually available, and you should see on your screen now. I'm just going to flash this up real quick for you. There's a couple ways you could enter, but the easiest way is if you go to juniorbowling.com, which is Travis's site. You're going to see a button that's on here where it says click for details, register for the Brunswick Youth Doubles event weekend. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to be a hyperlink that takes you actually over to Purett Bowling's website, and you're going to be able to fill in all the pertinent information that you need to put in for your doubles team. They'll be able to pay with multiple services, whether it's credit card, PayPal, Venmo, all those stuff are taken on the site. So it's very easy to enter. And as he said, with his qualifiers going on for potential junior gold spots, we know that runs in conjunction with another one you can see on here, which is the big one that Travis runs, which is the DV8 Bowl for Life shootout in 2023. So it just gives you multiple opportunities. You can qualify for junior gold. While you're out there, you could actually do the DV8 Bowl for Life shootout. And any more additional details you need for that, you can reach right out to Travis directly, and he can make sure that we get you signed up. And if you happen to message the Purett site because you're on there, I'll answer you as well. So one way or another, we'll get you all signed up. And we're really hoping to see as many people as we can there. We love to see the enthusiasm of the youth players. And Carrie and I and Travis would love nothing more than to come just see all the smiling faces and just, spend some time and hopefully give back a little bit to all the youth players. Travis, any other ones that you have in terms of the tournament, or looks like he's playing both roles right now?
The two I have listed there, we already have the dates set for our normal weekend out in Pittsburgh, last weekend in April, 29th and 30th. And then the dates in and around Junior Gold for the DV8 Bowl for Life shootout. We'll have those flyers and all that info available around Christmas time. Of course, we won't know what the ball is for from DV8 until more towards springtime, once I get a hold of everybody there. But that's what's on the schedule for now. If there is anything else, I will add it onto juniorbowling.com, also the Facebook page, juniorbowling.com. And I tell everybody with those who are looking for junior gold qualifiers, go on to bowl.com and the junior gold section, and upcoming events. That's where everything's reported. That's where you can find where to try and qualify again. Jen and I just ran one at Colony Park North this past weekend, and we qualified 9 kids. And those who did not have the chance to qualify through this one, they've been asking when's the next one. So been telling them about Pittsburgh, tell them to go online and find the next events. And if I may, I want to put a call out to anybody who is interested. Run a qualifier, and the only requirement really is that you are a registered volunteer, that you go through the Safe Sport RVP program like all tournament directors have to. Once you pass that, your certification's good for 2 years. And then if you've got experience running a tournament, run a qualifier, because there is a huge void here in the Mid-Atlantic. I can only run so many. There aren't a whole lot that are run throughout Pennsylvania. And with good friend Billy Gasson moving down to Florida, there aren't a whole lot of chances in Maryland anymore either. I mean, I hear stories of people having to go to the Great Lakes Junior Bowlers Tour, or out to JTBAs in Ohio, or up to YBTs in Western New York, or even an occasional event out in New Jersey. We kind of need somebody here in the Mid-Atlantic and Pennsylvania and Maryland to try and run something on a regular basis so we can get more of our kids qualified to go to Junior Gold. So, and I am willing to say, hey, you want a hand doing it? I can at least consult for you and give you advice and steer you in the right direction to try and get this done. So I'm just putting that call out. And if anybody's interested in running a qualifier, let me know and I can steer you in the right direction.
Sure. Sounds good.
Because I got another 3 years before my two munchkins can start bowling in long form tournaments. So I'm gonna be daddy at home, and plus Sunday's our only day that nobody's in a bowling center here in the house. So it'll be a couple of years before I can get out and run a couple more and take the kids traveling. So anybody wants to raise their hand and say, I'm interested, I want to try and do it, let me know. I can guide you the way you need to go.
Sure. It's a tough one. I understand the time constraints and the commitments. So we got our hands full as well. So, I mean, I'd love to be the one just slowly raising my hand like this, but it's going to be a hard one to commit to. We need somebody that can actually donate a whole bunch of time to doing it, but we'll continue to do our part and, support your events the most, the best we can and whatever else we can get to, because there's nothing more that any of us on this feed right now love more than just kind of watching the youth compete. So it's important to all of us. And, Travis, I appreciate you coming on and kind of talking about the tournament a little bit, but for everybody that's out there watching and or will watch this, not everybody can make it live all the time. Get those entries in. Let's get this thing completely sold out. Carrie and I will be there, to support the tournament. We'll love to do some question and answering out there and whatever we can do for the youth that might want some conversations with some of the tour support and some national staffers with Hammer as well. So any last minute things you want to add there, Travis? I know we don't want to hold you up forever. I know the girls are
calling.
They're content now, but they probably want dad's attention.
They're content taking clothes off of the changing table and putting them on the floor. That's why they're so quiet right now. Daddy's got some cleanup to do. Just thank you to all the parents who continue to bring their kids to these events, and lastly, thank you to you for your support. Without your help on the financial side of things, it would mean a lot more time devoted that I really don't have right now. Right. So thank you, and I'm going to give a quick plug for where you can hear me tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm actually going to be doing high school football on Fox 43 Plus. Tomorrow night, the Chambersburg CD East game, 7:00 kickoff. It's over the air on Fox 43.2 and also hsslivetv.com. It's probably going to be my one game that I get to do play-by-play for this year. I spent 15 years doing it on radio and been able to get a little bit of TV work in every now and then. So awesome. Still love doing the broadcasting thing, either keeping stats from home or just being able to go to a game and call a game. So former Lancaster Catholic head coach Todd Mealy and I will be on the call tomorrow night on Fox 43. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff 7:00.
Nice.
Awesome. Everybody make sure you tune into that. And sounds like a ton of fun. And we'll let you go now for the night, Travis. And we'll be chatting soon. Even if it's next Saturday in the car on the way out to Pittsburgh.
Sounds good, my friend. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Bye, girls.
See ya.
Bye, Mr. Jeff. Bye, Miss Carrie.
All right, everybody else out there, just hang tight. We're going to get on to the next portion of this.
Oh,
whoa, wow. We got a lot bigger.
Hey.
The screen just added 50 pounds, either that or I'm 50 pounds overweight. It might be that too. Anyway, I think, we wanted to bring on Travis first and, essentially let him talk a little bit about the youth doubles. And I think it's important because I think he's probably, I don't want to get the wrong number out here, but he's capped at 48. We got probably room for another 20 teams or so. But we want to make sure that we get that completely filled up. What they're doing out there, Nesbitt's is just a great host. And then with Wildlife kind of stepping in as a secondary one and the two proprietors working together, just to show how much they support bowling in their areas in general. By working together and allowing them to have a youth event that's going to be spread between two centers. So it's just, kind of giving back to the kids and stuff. So we're looking forward to it. And
Travis runs amazing tournaments. He's been running tournaments. Gosh, I can't even quote how long he's been running youth tournaments. When I was a junior bowler, he was running youth tournaments then. So he just does an amazing job. He knows what he's doing. he just supports the future of our sport. So he does a great job. He's out there. He wants these kids to succeed, and he wants to see them go to junior gold and, maybe eventually bowl at the highest level in one of the professional tours one day. So great job. Hats off to him.
Absolutely. So, we had a kind of a 2-part segment tonight, and, Carrie and I wanted to come on here as well. Should say I came on. She's like, "Hey, can I come on with you too?" And yes, she said it exactly like that. I was like,
don't sound like that.
I was like, "Sure, Valley Girl, you can come on." Anyway, we wanted to come on. We want to talk a little bit. This Saturday, the 15th, we are actually having our first ever hosted demo at Pier Bowling. So as you know, Pier Bowling, the lanes portion kind of opened kind of right when COVID hit and kind of delayed some of it to kind of get the place running, all the way up to snuff. But at this point right now, we have the facility ready to the point where we're going to be doing a lot of demos, and we are, full steam ahead when it comes to lessons and stuff. We basically have stuff booked every single day in there. But we thought, hey, what this is a perfect time. We got some ball announcements that were just made.
Lots of balls.
And we said, you know what, let's run a demo. Let's kind of get the community together and all our customers and kind of let them kind of throw these and try them before you buy them. So we're going to be starting out with the Brands of Brunswick, which obviously Carrie and myself both represent, both on board nationally with Hammer. But we're going to have all 7 of their brands on site. And we're doing it in kind of a unique way where we want to make sure that our customers get a lot of one-on-one attention, just like they would if they made an appointment to come into the center, where we generally will get them on the lanes and talk through their arsenals and make sure that they get a lot of personal touch. That way, when they're making a decision in a purchase, 1, it makes sense that it fits in their arsenal. And 2, we don't have overlap, because let's face it, bowling balls are not exactly cheap. Okay. And with the rising costs, everything up, they continue to go up. So why not offer something where you can kind of try stuff before you buy them? So the nice thing is that for the Eastern region here, I actually drill all the balls for the demo program. So we just got done drilling this set. So this is going to be the absolute first time that anyone's going to be able to throw 4 or 5 of these. I think it's 5. 5 of these are brand new, and then we're going to kind of sprinkle in a couple other ones. So I kind of jotted them down in front of me. Ones I thought we would be brand new ones for this week that we're going to have everybody trying out. And then on top of it, some ones I think that are really good that were kind of the last batch that were out or came out, 2 months ago or something. Yes. And I thought maybe our customers would really love to continue to throw. So kind of give you a list going down. So from the Brunswick brand itself, the newest one that you're going to be able to try out is the Defender Hybrid, which is the second ball in the Defender line. The Defender was very popular. Now they're going to come out with a hybrid version.
I just threw that last night in league.
Threw it in league last night at Canes, which is a wood building. And What did you bowl, Carrie?
I had 732.
732 in one of the hardest houses in Lancaster County with the Defender Hybrid. Pretty cool stuff. And then we're also going to throw in another hybrid, which was the Quantum Evo Hybrid, which came out about 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's been really successful in the lanes, not just from a local level, but across the board.
Yeah, I see a lot of people throwing that one.
Yeah. And then we'll go into the DV8 line. So one that's been out, again, came out around when the Evo Hybrid did, but the Hellcat. The Hellcat was used a bunch at the tail end of the PWBA season. Out on tour. It's a big asymmetric piece from the DV8 brand. And then we're going to sprinkle into one that we kind of had a little fun with. Everybody thought it was a white ball coming out because we were messing with hues and colors, but we're going to have the Verge Solid in there, which is the bright orange pumpkin, which kind of matches. It looks like the same color as the shirt I'm on, and it's pumpkin spice season. So they made a pumpkin spice bowling ball, but it doesn't smell like pumpkin spice. Thank God.
Creamsicle, maybe too.
Because I'm drilling a ton of them, and I don't want to smell that smell.
He's not a pumpkin guy.
I do not. All. No, just don't like them. So you'll have the brand new orange ball that's in there. From the Radical brand, we're going to throw the Crypto in there, which came out, which is a strong symmetric bowling ball. And then the 2 brand new ones, which are getting a lot of buzz, which is the Rattler, another symmetric piece, and then the Heritage series. which is the new Innovator, which is a heritage series kind of in dedication to Mo Pinnell, which is going to have a pearl cover stock and an asymmetric ball, non-textured, that you'll be able to throw. That will be there. We're going to throw one ebonite ball in there, which was super popular in our building and rolls amazing, which is the One Remix. From the hammer brands, we decided to go with the Envy and the Sting.
Ooh.
So the Sting, I know, is Sting was one of Carrie's favorite. The Sting has been really good to me as well. I throw it quite a bit in league environment. Envy, I haven't really bowled anything competitive with enough volume to be able to throw it, but that ball is just a plain old monster. So, yeah, I mean, you need a big ball maybe to burn off a little bit when you got to stay in the zone a little longer and you don't want it quick off friction. You can get it burn off a little energy. Columbia, we're going to throw one in there, which we think is just, it has to be in there, which is the CUDA, right? The CUDA has to be in there. I threw the CUDA 2 of the weeks in league.
Yeah. Again,
I tend to go to those, those types of bowling balls when they're really hooking. That way I can basically get the balls to burn off a little bit, not be so whippy off the tail into the pattern off the dry. I just think it's a good one that we can kind of explain, and it'll really help to be able to throw it in our building on the wood to kind of explain what everyone is seeing. And then from the Track brand, another brand new one, you have another basically plaque that's coming back, which is Legion Solid. So you remember the success of the Black Legion Solid. This one is more of a bluish purple. Legion Solid is going to be there, just predictable ball motion. So it's a ton of bowling balls, which again is why I think I'm so adamant about the fact that I think it's really awesome that we can get you close enough to your normal span and the balls that we have there, and the fitting systems that are used that are interchangeable parts. So if you haven't done a demo in the past, essentially all you do is basically come in. One of the associates in the building for us is going to go through, kind of get you kind of fit as well as we can with the interchangeable part systems. All you're going to have to do is bring your shoes. Okay. There is a cost association for our demo. I am going to quickly try to add this quick so you can see it. So give me 1 second here. So if you go to purettbowling.com, which I'm going to show you. Okay. Let's share it on the screen here. If you go to purettbowling.com, you're actually going to see we actually have a dedicated link on here to demo days. If you go to the demo portion, go on to demo days and click the link, it's going to bring you up on how you can enter. Okay. May not do it while I'm on here, but because I'm sharing the screen, sorry. There we go. Let's open it up. Go to demo day. We basically have 4 squads you can kind of choose from. You're going to go online. You pay your $10 online. You can choose between 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or 3 to 4. We are very much so quickly running out of available spots for the demo. So if it is something that you are interested in, we are not going to allow walk-ins. You must have pre-registered. This is a way we control how many people are going to be in the building at a time, because it's super important to myself and my staff to make sure we don't have too many people there at the same time and not be able to give you dedicated attention to truly understand the ball that you have in your hand at the time, how it's going to fit your game, and or how it doesn't fit your game, or it overlaps maybe something you already have in the bag, because we don't want you to walk out with another ball motion that is on top of something you already have. Again, it's $10 to enter, which is cheap. Okay. And if you buy a bowling ball, okay, it goes towards it. You essentially cannot go wrong, because if you buy a bowling ball on Saturday, doesn't mean you have to get it drilled there right on the spot. If you buy one, we'll knock the $10 you spent to do the demo off right off the top of the bat. Now, obviously, a couple of these balls that are being offered at the event aren't even available to the general public. So you're basically be able to pre-order it. It'll show up at the center, and we'll have it drilled. That way you have it on release day. Can be one of the first individuals that actually get to take it out in the lanes and, whoop everybody's butt league the next time, right? So I think it's pretty awesome.
Demos are fun. One, like Jeff said, you get the one-on-one time with myself or him, or a couple of the other staffers that are going to be there, and you don't just have to pick a couple of these balls. If you want to try all of these balls within your hour time frame, you can throw every one of these balls. One that you're really interested in, and then go from there. Maybe you're looking to fit one in your arsenal somewhere. I mean, that's what we're there to do. We're there to help you add to your already the balls that you have in your arsenal. So like he said, we don't want you to have 18 balls of the same thing. So it's really good because we get to interact with everybody as well, and kind of get to know their style and how everyone sees a lane a little differently. So it's just a good time.
Yeah, and it's different. Like I've been to demos where there's 50, 60 people there at the same time, and it's just chaotic and stuff like that. And again, there will be no more than 12 people at a time over 6 lanes. So if you can imagine that, obviously you can do very quick math. When you have 6 lanes and 12 people, there's no more than 2 on a lane, right? So you're going to get plenty of attention. And we're going to have multiple staffers there. So along with myself and Carrie, you're going to have the demo leader for the East region, which is Brandon Hinderer, who I can see is on the feed here. He actually commented that the Defender Hybrid has that new additive package in it. It's the HK22 on it. So it's totally different than anything we've released. Brandon is going to be there, be joined by some other elite staffers. You'll have Rick Graham. He's bowled a couple decent matches in his life. He's pretty good. Rick Graham will be there. DJ Zombro Jr. Or Darren, if you want to get him riled up, just call him Darren all day long. Darren will be there. Jason Jeffries will be on hand. I know we got a couple other, not necessarily tied to the Brands of Brunswick, but we'll have other staffers that are on site there as well that can help you kind of, talk through those as well. And I get asked, and I have no problem saying it. Somebody's like, hey, are you going to do any other demos other than Brands of Brunswick? And the answer to that is yes, we are. We actually are locking in dates, just looking ahead. So if you're not everybody likes the same stuff. So if you like Storm, Rotogrip, Global Balls, things like that, we will have a demo. It's looking to be December, I think 10th or something like that is the last we looked at. We've been asked about doing motive ones. We've been asked about Swag has approached us. Like, I'm not opposed to doing them if our customers and the general public want them. We'll give them whatever they're asking for, to make sure that you're getting what you feel the most comfortable from a purchase standpoint. But Carrie and I are going to stand behind what we're wearing on our shirt right now, because I'm going to tell you right now, these bowling balls are really, really, really good right now. It's a testament. I mean, they are winning everything. We're not the type of people that are going to sit here and talk down other brands or do anything like that. I just don't believe in that stuff. We just want to get the best possible purchase for our amazing customers and have them walking out happy, bowling honor scores, or achieving over average, and whatever their goals may be, is what we want everybody to walk out and kind of enjoy. It's not about what name is on the ball. It's about what name's on the back of your shirt, not the front. Okay. Yeah. That's what we want it to be about. So
we want to see you succeed.
Right. Outside of that, I did put on the tail end of this that, if anybody had any, general questions or something while we were on the feed, we can definitely, take some questions now if anybody has any. But again, as I'll look here and see if any come through, just a reminder, go on to pureitbowling.com. You only have today's Thursday, so you got tomorrow basically to get yourself signed up for the demo. Come in, try out the balls. I guarantee you're going to love something. You're going to fall in love with it and probably end up making your next purchase because you were able to, instead of buying off instinct or something you thought you were going to like, you can actually physically see it go down the lane. You can see the motion, and we can get you in one that matches up to your style the best. So fire away any questions you may have, and then we go. So the first one came from Mr. Wilson. So does the Rattler have more down lane motion than Stealth? No. No, and not angular wise either. So, a rattler, when you look at the differential on a rattler versus a stealth, there's a lot more flare potential on a stealth. So maybe you're asking a question in a different manner. Could it feel that it is a little sharper than a stealth? It could, because the stealth is going to flare more, which means it's going to see the hook phase a little harder. So it may feel, a stealth maybe would feel a little rounder to you at times, but overall footprint and motion, a rattler is not going to be as much. Let's see. You're going to have the Paragon Hybrid to demo. We were not bringing that one in, Justin, but I can say, if you really want the Paragon Hybrid and plan to sign up, just let us know. Brandon is on here, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind throwing in one extra ball if we asked about it. We kind of were trying to, cut down and limit a little bit. So if it's something you're interested in and plan to sign up, let us know, and I will talk to Mr. Hinder and see if wouldn't mind throwing in one for you to try out. What else we got out there? And I want to make sure I go back, because this little human said hello. So I want to make sure she sees it. Willow, you better still be watching, Willow. We saw it.
Hi, Willow.
Willow, we hear that you're in some type of elite gymnastics now, so that's super exciting.
She's going to be in the Olympics one day.
Yep.
She's amazing.
She is Dominique Moceanu. Or is it Dominique Dawes? Which one's the gymnast?
They're both,
does it matter?
They're both gymnasts.
Are they? I thought one was an ice skater. I don't know. Shows what I know. All right, another one on the bottom. Okay, let's see here. All right, Justin, Brandon said he can bring it if you want. So are any time slots currently sold out? Dave, I want to say that the 1 o'clock might have had one spot on it. I don't have it. I don't have it right here in front of me, to be honest with you.
If they go on the site to sign up, will it tell them if something is sold out?
Yes, the site is actually dynamic enough where I have the inventory on there. So Kevin, it is not too late to sign up. You can actually go to purebowling.com now. Basically go over to the demo day registration and don't listen to what Chris said. It says, no, sir, come out, Kevin. Kevin, sign up. Don't just show up.
Yes.
Or you'll be taking Chris's spot. So
yes.
Yeah, you can sign up, Kevin. You can get yourself locked in. Come in, throw them all. Looks like we got another one. Chris asking too, comparison between a Power Torque Pearl and a Hammer Sting. Hammer Sting is definitely quicker down lane.
Sure.
Little cleaner. Power Torque Pearl is going to be a little earlier in terms of overall motion, a little rounder. Sting is definitely a cleaner piece. It's definitely quicker. Give you an idea on the Sting. I used the Sting when they were super, super cliffed. I essentially, when I need to get left in the building that we bowl in, I need to make sure I have a quick enough ball to, when I throw it out the window, it stands up. Meaning, like, I'm not going to move left with, like, for instance, I threw a dark web a lot in a CUDA. And when I get in with those, I'm not going to get it through the pins quite enough because they're reading the body of the lane too much. So stuff like a Sting, something like that, where I'm going to throw it out the window, let the actual dry or the dirt, the kitty litter, whatever you want to call it, the friction, and stand up hard. That's what I'm going to go to that Pearl, so it's quick enough off the spot.
I think with the Sting, like you said, it's quicker off the spot. If anybody threw the first Scorpion that came out, like, I love the first Scorpion. And then the Sting came out, and it has the same general shape, that smoother shape, but the Sting, like you said, is just quicker off the spot.
Absolutely. It looks like Willow was dancing around. Miss Ariel, we're going to put it up here anyway so we can say it live. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm so glad you're 47 years old now. You just got 2 years older than me, finally. Wait, 3. I can't even add anymore.
She's only 13.
Yeah, well, I'm only 44, not 45. So I had carry math there.
Yep.
For a second. Jason Boyer, I know, yeah, continue the healing up there, pal. I saw the little downtime from the medical stuff there. So hopefully the healing's going well for you there. But yeah, can't wait to throw the CUDA, the One Remix, and the Sting.
Good choices.
Have line. Those are good. So distinctly different from one another. I think the coolest thing, and why I wanted to make sure that the Remix was in the demo kit for the weekend is that when you compare it, like we threw it up against a original, the One, and it just has that, it's the same motion. It's just like it's updated, so it's stronger, but just how it read the body, where it saw the body, and kind of how it made its move, I love the bowling balls that kind of take me back. The same thing was with the CUDA. Like I threw the CUDA, I'm like, God, I feel like I'm going back to some of my youth here a little bit.
I feel
and seeing that kind of but when the CUDA came out the first time, you were knee high to a duck, and you probably didn't even bowl.
No, I've been bowling since I was 5. So
Foreman's saying he's going to see us at 1:00, so I have to make sure. I have to make sure that I look on my make sure that guy paid his $10. That guy. Yeah, Kevin. That guy.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Not petty.
Glad you're making it down, Kevin. Yeah, come on out, throw some balls down the lane. It'll feel good. You get the ball in the wood a little bit, enjoy the center a little bit. We'll talk through everything and make sure everybody that's there is having a good time. It's really what this is going to come down to. And we want to make sure that you guys get balls that completely make sense. Now, I'll be honest with you, like outside of the ones that I can't sell to you yet, Kevin, go online and pay there. So
you got to sign up.
You got to sign up online, or it won't. I can't. It automatically locks the schedule out, Kevin. So make sure you go on there and do that. It's really easy to use. Anyway, I think I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. I know that happens in your older age.
No, I was reading something, so it kind of came down, but
I'm just kidding.
No idea. I lost it. It's gone.
It'll come back.
Yeah, no, it's gone. Is the CUDA stronger than the Stealth? It's just a different ball. I mean,
it's just a completely different ball.
The CUDA for me is definitely earlier than a Stealth is, especially when a Stealth lane shines. I think the CUDA doesn't nearly lane shine as quickly. Stealth is a pretty big ball on that track line. I think it's 053 or 054, so the flare potential is really high on it. When you get into CUDAs and stuff like that, it's either 48 or 52. There's so many bowling balls. I can't keep them all straight sometimes in my mind with the diffs and everything else on them. But, I think what everybody's going to really enjoy when they come in is just the one-on-one. I mean, it's have a little fun talking bowling and seeing some ball motions go down the lane and just making sure we get you what you want. Right. I got my train of thought back. I got it. See, I just had to talk. I just started talking about the same thing. So what I was saying is that, look, outside of the bowling balls that are only going to be coming available on the 21st, I think is the innovator dates and stuff like that. Those 5, the other ones I'm pretty much going to have in stock. So it's not like you'd be on the waiting game either. I'm not going to sit there and drill stuff on Saturday while we're doing the demo. We'll get them in line. We'll get your purchases done, but you're not going to have to wait for me to get them from the distributor. We have everything in stock. Unless you all get, all 45 or 50 of you all order the same ball, we'll be okay. If that happens, then I got to order some from the distributor, but we got a ton of stock. And if there is balls that we don't have, on site, or you want to add to it, or there's other ones you want to talk through, we can talk through ones that aren't there too. There's plenty of more options. And so it's just fair game. That hour is yours to come in, work with everybody there. And, we'll get you hooked up. Mr. Mize, what does this say? Be careful. Your facial expressions when throwing balls during a demo, it might show up in a video. This is true.
I don't understand.
Terry was throwing, was it the Sting, Terry? Hey, Justin, to answer your question, hammer and track balls. Hammer balls we're going to have the Envy and the Sting on site, and track balls, the Legion Solid will be there.
He was throwing the CUDA, he said.
Yeah, the CUDA.
In a video, or? Yeah, so they
shot for Jaybird Bowling, which is Jason Jeffries. They shot some videos and they did like the CUDA and the Sting and stuff like that. So There was a couple pretty good moments, Terry. We shot a bunch of videos last night.
Yeah, okay.
Jeffries was down last night, so we did videos on the 5 that people can do this coming demo event, and we actually did 3 other ones that aren't even announced yet. 3 of them we were doing some testing on last night, shooting some videos. We get to do all that fun stuff in the background before stuff comes out, so we threw some of those too. And there was definitely some ad lib going on between Jason and I. We'll fill you in on some of the things. Like,
gotcha.
There was some funny moments that will not make a published broadcast. I'll just leave it at that.
There's no blooper.
Yeah, it's not a blooper. It just wasn't appropriate for. Yeah, it wasn't appropriate for a video. So, but
I have a question.
Yep.
And I know we can't put this on a little bubble at the bottom, but I actually have a question for everybody out there who's tuning in. I want to know what balls they're most excited about that either that you're gonna throw at the demo, or if you're not attending the demo, like what you're excited about. Like, I want to know what people are. Jeff, what are you excited about?
Gosh, on the very new ones, I'm going to be honest with you that the one I'm probably going to like the most is probably the Rattler. But I don't want to say it's the one. Maybe I don't want to say it's the one I'm the most excited to throw. I'm actually going to be a little outside the box and probably say the Defender Hybrid, only because I was a big fan of the Defender. The Defender was kind of a different piece where it was a solid cover stock, but that ball was super smooth, so it never labored to get through the front part of the lane. And I actually had mine down, so I had a pin down Defender, and that thing was perfect. So I'm just thinking, compliment wise, probably going to do one exactly the same as the original Defender I had, just to give myself a little different look front to back, and knowing left to right, it's going to be a little quicker. So I think it'll be a good compliment.
You really just want to throw a pink bowling ball, right?
You know what?
It has a lot of pink in it. Pink and purple. I
have no problem with that. I outside of that, I would say maybe the Verge Solid, but because I'm enjoying the CUDA so much and the dark web and the stuff like that, that's not one that I'm going to be putting holes in quickly, because the other ones I have are pretty fresh covers with pretty similar numbers. But I will say that orange ball, I watched Jeffries throw it last night. It's one of the first ones we threw down the lane because we knew that cover stock is it's strong. I mean, that ball just locks up. And he had thrown the demo version of it, and while he was shooting some of the videos, I drilled him his actual personal ball. So, the one he was taking out of there, and he threw it. I said, just for shits and giggles. I just swore online. It's
Good
okay.
job.
Just for giggles and Smiths. I said, throw the brand new orange one at the end. I want to see this thing. He threw it, and that thing locked up at the arrows, and just it would have ran the 4-pin over.
Left turn. Yeah,
it was gone. And it was just like, well, that ball is strong. That one is strong.
I actually threw that one a couple weeks ago in league. I threw it in practice, and I was like, oh, no way am I going to be able to throw this. So I kept it off to the side, and about a game and a half, 2 games in, I got it back out. And like you said, it locked up, and it did what I wanted it to do when they got that over cliff type thing going on, and it just locked up. And hey, 279, how's it going? So
hey, Terry, just to let you know, a Rattler's purple. I know what you're referring to because you're a lefty sewer rat, but the Rattler is purple. So I mean, it's an option. One day new,
a raid.
Yeah, okay. He
loved the Ebonite. Talks about that.
The Ebonite raid, the black Ebonite raid was definitely a good one. Now, obviously, Carrie, you have some of these new balls at your discretion as well. We've drilled some of these already for you, but are there any that you got sitting in your little pile of? We have these piles in the center of the one pile that says Jeff on it is the pile that is.
It's a bigger pile.
It looks like I'm growing like a beer castle or something, because I just haven't been able to bowl that much over the the summer. So I've accrued quite a few bowling balls, but any of them that you're haven't drilled yet that you're kind of itching for as well, Carrie?
I'm kind of looking at your list over your shoulder here.
So you did the Defender Hybrid, you did the Verge, so
Yeah.
you didn't do an Innovator, didn't do a Rattler. I don't believe you didn't do one remix either, did you?
No, I think that would be the one that I would pick.
Legion Solid you have.
Yeah, I threw that one down the lane a couple times. No, I think the one remix would be probably the one that I would want to punch up next because I know how popular that ball was back when I was little and how much success people had with it. I wasn't competitively bowling yet at that age, but I was always in a bowling center with my dad when he was bowling and everybody was throwing that ball. So I think that would probably be the next one that I would probably get holes in.
You know, one thing that I didn't mention on here, and maybe I should, as we're talking about the demo day as well as, and I'm not sure if we have any on here, but for the two-handers out there, we do have two-handed demo balls. So two finger, no thumb hole, that are kind of set up really neutral. So whether your access point is up and down, you shouldn't be thumping holes and stuff on them. So if you're a two finger player, whether you're two-handed or two finger, no thumb, we have those options available to you at every single demo.
Good call.
So don't be shy on signing up. I know, and as 6 months ago, we didn't have that option.
Yeah.
So that's something we've added on recently
new.
That we talked about internally. And we're like, hey, there's so many people that bowl two-handed nowadays. We got to make sure that we have those options available so they can actually try them as well. So don't be afraid to sign up for that aspect. But
so sign up for the demo. Come hang out with us.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Kevin is signed up.
Kevin, you know what? Look, Kevin, I'm looking on my phone right now. You can't see it. I got a notification that says I got from Big Commerce. That means Kevin signed up.
All right, Kevin signed up.
That's my that's the website. So
we're gonna hang out. I
believe him. So Kevin, bring the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is
Bring
available to come up, and we definitely see a ton of people from the Palace down there and stuff like that are always coming up to the shop, and we love seeing everybody down there. So glad you're making the trip, my man. But hey, we're 50 minutes in. We always talk so much. It's okay. I actually said that we had a young lady in on campus yesterday, and we were doing for a recruit, and said to her dad, I was like, hey, I talk a lot. I'm sorry. She's like, you do, but it's fine because it's really good. So I'm going to go with that and say it's fine. But
what?
Anyway.
The Mark Walters has one last question for you.
Let's see here. Mark. Yep. And we'll leave it. Last chance to get questions in. I'm going to read a couple more here if they come through here, but just last chance. So get this question fired away. What if the layout doesn't match up to my style? Is this something you'd see and explain? Yes. So when we drill demo balls, obviously they're used by left-handers and right-handers. So the pin is definitely in a 12 o'clock position, about 2 inches above the fingers. And if it is an asymmetrical ball, the mass we put in the thumb. So it actually makes the asymmetric balls a little weaker than what they would be if we drilled them for you. So it makes them more symmetric, if you will, because we're basically drilling right into the mass. So we take that into account. So we know, like, if you really like the way that, say, an Innovator looks or a Defender Hybrid, something with a big core, we know off the bat that if you like the motion it has now, we can actually make the bowling ball even stronger for you when we actually superimpose your specs, meaning your PAP and everything else, into the bowling ball. So we know what to anticipate, and we can kind of, talk through that, Mark, for you or any individual that's, throwing these and trying to understand how it will adapt for them. So good question.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any last minute ones?
Crickets.
It ain't crickets. They just, after 55 minutes, they're probably like, I don't want to listen to this guy anymore. It's either that or they don't want to listen to you and they don't want to look at me.
Well,
so,
I didn't really talk that much. So
here we go again. Now I am fat and talk too much. you got it all out there. No, look, I love
that
bowling.
escalated.
No, it's fine. I love bowling. Okay. I can talk to them blue in the face about bowling all day long. It's what I do for a living anymore. That's what I'm passionate about. I want nothing more than every single person that we come in contact with just to make them love the game as much as we do. We hope we're influential to individuals. We want to kind of, I want to inspire people, right? I want to leave a mark on the game that's going to be remembered. I do. And yeah, bam, that's when you walk in and see Carrie's banner. Bam, there it is right in front of you.
Punches you in the face.
Punching you in the face. But we want to help, right? We love it. We love seeing everybody. We want to see more of you on Saturday. As many people as I can help, to help, and the rest of my team kind of gathering in there and doing the same. So, spread it around. If you're on the feed now, people have been coming and going, in and out. Look, reach out to your friends. Make sure they know about the demo on Saturday. Get them signed up if they're not. Make sure they understand we're not going to do walk-ins.
No walk-ins.
And on top of it, from the very beginning of the feed, if you have youth players that you work with, maybe they are your son or daughter, maybe you know somebody that's into bowling, let's get them signed up for that doubles weekend out in Pittsburgh, because we're super excited to be out there and get to watch everybody compete. Hopefully I'll have a opportunity maybe to talk to some of the individuals and the kids and the parents and the stuff like that at some point during our time spent there, and help in any which way we can. So
I think it's also important that if you have a youth bowler or know a youth bowler who wants to bowl and they just can't find a partner, to either reach out to either myself or Jeff or Travis, and we might be able to find somebody that they can compete with and bowl with. Just because, you can't find a partner to bowl with, around here. Maybe there might be somebody locally in Pittsburgh that is looking for a partner. And, that's how friendships form sometimes in this sport. So if you're having problems finding a partner to bowl Travis's event next weekend, please feel free to reach out to one of us and we can kind of help you look or maybe point you in the right direction. Awesome stuff. All right, gang, we are going to wrap it up at this point. So, yeah, it's our bedtime. It is. Oh my gosh, it is almost 9:00. Yes. I got to get ready for bed. Yeah. I got to get my sleep in. The alarm goes off at 6:00 in the morning for no reason, because I don't need to get up, but it's for her. But that means I get up too. Some people have to work during the day and other people work in the evening. I work all day long too. It's just on different stuff. So, all right, gang, we had a great time. Hopefully everybody did with the broadcast. I know people have been bugging me and like, hey, you haven't been on much lately. Haven't talked about bowling balls. We hate to say we're busy, but I mean, honestly, it's super busy. And we decided just to make sure and cut out an hour here and talk to everybody. So we will do our best to get some more feeds going on in the future here, and keeping bowling in the forefront. But until then, get yourself signed up for all these various things we talked about tonight. Go bowling this weekend. If you're competing, do your best, enjoy what you're doing, and remember why we do it, right? We have fun. Do it for the love. Have a great time with it. All right, gang. We'll see you later. Bye.